JobKeeper has ended. What's going to happen to unemployment? I'm Matt.
And I'm Eliza.
And we're Economists. Okay, so our next question is on the labour force statistics, which also came out recently. The ABS has been very, very busy. We had the wage price index and then the labour force statistics. Now, this set of labour force statistics comes out for the month of April, which captures a full month after JobKeeper ended. And there was a lot of concern that unemployment would rise because of the ending of JobKeeper. So what has happened to the labour force?
Well, unemployment has gone down by 0.2%. And so the unemployment rate now is 5.5%. So that's actually quite good. But unfortunately, employment has also gone down by 31,000 people. So that means less people are working in the economy, and the number of hours that people are working in the economy also dropped.
Yeah, that seems a bit weird though. So we've got the unemployment rate going down. So you'd expect, more people in work, but at the same time, that's not the case. There's less people in work. There's 31,000 less people in work, and the total amount of hours that were worked in Australia has actually decreased. And that's actually happens every now and then. And what it is to do with is it's because rather than when people lose their job, them becoming unemployed, what they've actually done is left the labour market. So we define the labour market as everybody who either has a job or is actively looking for a job. And so those people that have lost their job, or some of them, are clearly decided, no, I'm just going to actually leave the labour market. So that our labour force participation rate, which shows us how many people are actually wanting to be in the labour market, that actually dropped quite substantially this quarter, and in particular it dropped for women. The participation rate dropped by 0.5% with women, which works out to 45,000 women. So 45,000 women this month compared to last month have decided to leave the labour market and not look for a job. The participation rate for men also dropped by 0.1%, which is about 10,000 men. So we've seen a significant fall in the participation rate. So one of the reasons for that might be because during a recession, people look around and they see that lots of people are struggling for work, and so they think, well, there's not much chance of me getting a job. So we call them, in economics, we call them the discouraged worker effect. So basically they give up looking for work because they don't think they can find it. Now, the ending of JobKeeper might have influenced that a bit. So they might have been on JobKeeper, but working no hours, so they were still getting money, and basically they thought, look, I've got no chance and I've left the market. The other thing that might be going on is that last budget, when we had the big stimulatory budget in last year in October, it seemed to be mostly focused on hard hats and high vis. You might remember there was lots for the construction sector, lots of stuff for big projects, nation building, that kind of thing, and not much for women. But actually women were being impacted in the unemployment, or losing their job faster than men were for quite a lot of 2020. And so women might be feeling very discouraged because most of the stimulus is favouring men, and so there's less jobs that they think that they can get into. And so that might be why we've seen such a huge drop in the participation rate. Just to put it in context, a 0.5% drop in participation. If we exclude 2020, there's only been one other month, where the participation rate for women dropped more than 0.5%. It's actually quite historically a large drop. If you'd like us to answer one of your questions, you can send one in to mail@australiainstitute.org.au and make sure you include Ask an Economist in the subject line.